Yes, sir. We here, man. New microphone settings. New microphone settings here. Hopefully everything works out. Just going through the motions here. Happy MLK Day. That was just the other day. Hope your football teams did what they were supposed to do. We here, man. Yo, this beat's just so crazy. It's like I'm in love with it. You gotta turn me up in the headphones, man. See what's really good out here. Yeah, I just been thinking. I know it's been a while since we've been on the podcast, maybe about a couple days. But you know, sometimes you gotta sit back, reflect before you run your mouth. Be back a couple seconds, turn down the lights low. Yo, what's going on, man? Thank you to Eddie. I thought a putty cat. Welcome to Flippers Part 7. And just thinking, right? Just trying to get into this flip game, going through the acquisitions, thinking about it, talking to contractors, trying to get a feel about what is this project going to cost me? Where can I save pennies? And it's like, I feel that I'm held over the barrel. And I don't like being held over the barrel. I just don't. And the reason why I'm being held over the barrel is because I'm really not a man. Me and my homie, we have a little thing that says you're a beta male, right? Basically, you have to be alpha male. You have to be the boss. Like, you have to be the man in the relationship that, you know, that tells everybody to shut up because you're the man. You know what I'm saying? So we have like this joke going on, and he calls me a beta male, right? He calls me because basically right now, I mean, to tell the truth, I'm not even an at home dad. I'm more like an at home mom, right? So like during the days, I can't really get it like how I used to get it. And it's been like this now it's going to be like this for another 2-3 years till the kid's old enough to get him into preschool, and then I could stretch out. But when we talk about alpha males, like we always say a wolf is the alpha. There's always an alpha wolf, right? There's really no such thing as an alpha male. That's like a myth. Because an alpha male would be a man that could do everything. Right? You may make all the money in the crib, right? But you can't fold laundry. So you're the beta in that situation. You can't wash dishes. So you're the beta in that situation. Maybe you can wash dishes. Maybe you can clean. Maybe you can take care of the kids, but you make less money. So you're the alpha in certain things. You're the beta in certain things. To be a truly alpha male, you've got to be able to make all the money, wash all the kids, educate the kids, do everything, shovel all the snow. I mean, alpha male is you the King Kong. King Kong, King Kong, King Kong. But it's so funny, my homie that thinks he's an alpha male, if you tell him to put together a bed or to put a clock on the wall, he gets hives because he doesn't do manual labor. So then he has to sub that job out to another man. So if I'm a man and I'm sitting at home watching TV and you call me, be like, yo, could you come over and set up my bed frame for me? That dude is probably thinking, man, this dude can't set up a bed frame? He's a beta male. But because you feel that you're hiring the dude to come and work for you, that makes you the alpha. So it's a great topic. Where do we start? Where do we go?
Oh, you see this guy? See this guy? Number one bullshit guy. He do the wee woo.
So right now, I feel that I'm a beta male. So let's go back to 1989. 1989, I went to Don Bosco Tech, right? And I had a choice to make. Sixth floor was drafting and architecture. Across the hall was building technology. Fifth floor was electricity. Fourth floor was graphic arts. Third floor was woodworking. Second floor was computer science. Okay. The architects and the drafters went to engineering places to get a job. Building technology people joined the carpentry union, went straight to work. The electrical kids on the fifth floor joined the electrical union, went straight to work. Kids like me on the fourth floor, we joined the Boston Globe or the Herald and went to work. Kids on the third floor went to woodworking. They became finished carpenters. They went to the union and went to work. Second floor, those kids did computers and they went to, what is it, Wang? Wang or Tang? It was Wang. They either went to Wang or Tang or whatever. I forgot the company, the big company was, or they went to IBM, right? So that's where you went. So I had a choice to pick what profession I wanted. And I picked graphic arts because that sounded cool to me. I couldn't type. And this is 1989. Like, who in 1989 could actually type? So you had to be a really good typer to do the computer programming section, right? So I chose graphic arts, which then, I was in the back room developing all the negatives. And that transferred to me becoming a photographer. So that's what I did in high school. I took technical drawing because you had to take technical drawing 1 and 2 as a prerequisite to graduate. So that's your drafting. And what the technical drawing did was the technical drawing actually prepared you for 6th floor building technology, 5th floor electricity, 3rd floor woodworking. So then now now that you could draw a plan, you understand when somebody gives you a plan on the job site, you know what it is because you know how to draw them and you know how to read them. And you understand the measurements and you know it's the scale and everything's in pikas. So you know if it was 30 pikas, it was like 2 feet, whatever, right? So you had an understanding of what's going on. And that was basically how us old dudes went to school, right? You didn't go to college. In 1992, when I graduated from my high school, they said that we are the elite in the city of Boston. And we were. We went straight to work right out of high school, 18 years old. Straight to work, straight for the union. And we didn't start as laborers because we did our 3 years labor work in high school. So we came in, we already knew. We were the king shits. We weren't like the kids from Latin or Latin Academy that had to go to college and went to school for liberal arts and became business majors. We're talking 92 here. Business majors was laughed at. Now in 2022, it's the opposite. Carpentry is laughed at. Everybody wants to be CEO, which is a fake position. I don't even understand. It's crazy. Like, I own a corporation, and on my corporation filing, there is no CEO. There's no CEO department. There's president, founder, treasurer, secretary. Those are the 5 positions for a corporation. There's no CEO. I don't know where the CEO and CFO and CTO and TTO and TTV. I don't know where all that bullshit things come from, right? But those are just positions that we just added to. Yeah, there's no CEO at Shakes Industries. There's the owner, founder, treasurer, the guy that holds the money, and secretary. That's it. No CEO, no CFO, none of that. We don't need it. Go somewhere else with that bullshit. So that's where the guys from Latin went to, right? Maybe medicine and all that other stuff. Us, guys at Boston Tech, guys at Don Bosco, we went straight to the field. Guys from BC High, CM, Severian, St. John's Prep. They got, I mean, you're going to kill me for this, but they got late women jobs, right? Teachers, doctors, nurses, computer guys. You know, those are like, in 92, those are like jobs for women, right? You sit in an AC office and you look at the guy outside building like, wow, that guy's out there in the snow walking on a beam. Sucks to be him. And that's what you're thinking. You have like this evil laugh towards that guy. As life moved forward, they started to phase out technical high schools and vocational high schools. Now, if you look, there's very, very little technical high schools right now. There's no welding. There's no carpentry high schools. Everything's academics. You got to go to college. You got to get an education. You got to get a job. You got to sit in the office. So now the men are getting women jobs, right? Men are becoming nurses. You know, men are becoming photographers, right? Who is swinging the hammer? Who is wiring the houses? Who is doing the finish work? Who's doing the painting? Who's doing the hard landscaping? Who's doing the brickwork? Who's doing the patio? Who's building the gazebo? So here I am now. I had a chance to become that alpha male in the project that I'm in right now. But because I choose graphic arts, I didn't choose building technology. I didn't do electricity. So on this acquisition, I can't do the framing. I can't do the wiring. I can't do the plumbing. So now I got to hire a big, strong man to come and bail my bitch ass out. And I don't like being held over the barrel by these contractors. And I'm not saying they're ripping me off, but I just don't like being held over the barrel, because now I'm at the mercy of these contractors. The mercy. And through my 2 years of technical drawing, I kind of understand a little bit about architecture. I know how to read plans, so I have that. But when it comes to frame a wall, I have no idea how to frame a wall. I've changed light sockets before. I could paint, but painting is the last thing. Right? I could sand and I could putty and I could smooth down a wall and I could do that stuff and I could get the paint and I could cut and I could do all of that, trims and all of that. But that's after I've spent $500 million to get to that point. It would have been great if I could have been the framer. I could do the demo. I don't know how to turn off the electricity. So when I break that wall with a hammer, I don't get electrocuted. I don't know how to turn off the gas. I don't know how to turn off the plumbing. So when I whack the tub, there ain't no water doesn't shoot 300 feet in the air, hit the ceiling, friggin' go into the light socket, and now we got electrical fire in our hands. I truly believe I'm fucked and I'm at the mercy of the contractor. Somebody help me. Somebody help me, yeah. It's terrible. So what is the right approach with our young men? Right? Do we teach our young men to be TikTok stars and rappers and business people and Wall Street guys? Because even the Wall Street guy gets held over the barrel by the contractor. The big Wall Street guy making all the fucking money in the world, owns a house, has to call someone to fix something, and that dude is going to hold that Wall Street guy over the barrel. And he's going to talk in nonsense terms that you have no idea because you don't give a fuck, because your wife is on your back, the toilet is flooding, it's leaking, dripping downstairs, just get it fixed. So dude's going to come over there, he's going to talk a whole bunch of nonsense, overcharge you, and then while he's doing the work, he goes back to his other contractor friends and goes, yo, can you believe this beta male didn't know how to fix the leaky faucet? Doesn't know how to frame, doesn't know how to run electricity, doesn't know how to do the plumbing. So these are the things I just think that we need to start teaching our kids, our young men this, and young women too, right? Especially women. Because you're a woman, makes a ton of money, and shit's not working in your house. You're going to call a contractor. He's going to show up. He's going to talk a whole bunch of nonsense. And because you don't give a fuck, because you're rich and you just want it done, you're going to pay out the nose. Or something like that, you probably could have, is an easy fix. So I'm looking at the project and I'm thinking, geez Louise, man. I'm being held over the barrel. And of course you have the backative to pay it. Doesn't matter what it costs. This is the business that I'm in. Like I have the means to pay the money to get the job done. And I'm not saying the work is easy, but not having the control or the understanding of what's going on kind of pisses me the fuck off. But as I do more acquisitions and I'm there every single day and not really there as the false beta male, the false alpha male, but being the beta male and learning and watching every single day. So then I can eliminate Pedro on that. Yeah. Let me see if I could do the wiring on that. Okay, after the demo, maybe I can go over to the place and remove all the nails from the studs to keep the project moving. You know, maybe I need to get a little dirty on this project. Maybe I need to learn. Maybe become a general contractor, maybe get my CSL, and then start to understand. Because you just want to be able to understand the lingo. You know, it's like lawyers. Lawyers talk in these crazy terminologies because they want to confuse the fuck out of you to keep on charging you more money.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
You know what I mean? That's just what it is. So my 22-year-old, I said to him, I said, yo, listen, bro. I need you there every single day at this acquisition because you have to learn this shit. By default, my 2-year-old will have no damn choice to beat the acquisitions along with my little daughter. So they'll be at the sites. They'll be doing the Home Depot trips. They'll be doing the Sherwin-Williams trips. They'll be doing the supply house trips. So by the time they're 10, 15 years old, they'll be able to look at a project and go, Dad, you're going to need 3,000 2x4s to get this project done. You're going to need so many feet of wire, so many spools of 1,000 feet of cable to wire this house. Because at the end of the day, and we want to keep this podcast under half hour, at the end of the day, there's only 2 things a man really, really needs to do. A, grow food, right? Because you can live in a cave. You can live in a cave, right? You could make a shelter out of leaves, right? You could fake it till you make it, but you got to eat, right? So you got to be able to hunt and plant. And the next thing would be to erect some type of structure to live in. Because at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, the man that's going to get all the women as we go to food shortage, as we go to housing shortages, is going to be the dude who could build the house and plant the food. Because then that's definitely going to become sexy. The guy with the Mercedes and the gold chains and his pants hanging down, he can't do none of that. So then he's at the mercy of the alpha male. And he's going to charge that man whatever as things get scarce. Because that's what we're hearing now, right? Every contractor, oh man, you know,
Here comes the money.
the supply chain and Biden don't want to drill
Here
for
comes the money.
oil and and Canada is on strike and material has gone up
Here comes the money.
and it's so hard to get good help nowadays. So I have to do it all by myself.
Here we go.
And it's very hard work.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
And China is late with the lumber.
Here comes the money.
Here we
And the steel is tough.
Here comes the money.
And the gas prices is extremely high.
Here comes the money.
And diesel, and we gotta put this on the
Here comes the
land.
money.
And me is like, yeah, you're right.
Here comes the money.
I agree. We do need to drill for oil.
Here comes the money.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, labor is pretty bad.
Here comes the money.
And by the time you look, your pockets them empty. And you take your shit.
body shaking, I'm staying alive, staying alive.
Staying alive, staying alive, staying alive. You're trying to stay alive, but you can't. You know what they say in Mexico? Mañana.